Hello and welcome to round 8 of the 2024 season 2 of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race in Live for Speed, the 344th ever edition of this championship at Fern Bay Yellow RGE, which is a custom configuration by Rony and the Race Green team. I'm Peter Butcher, you're watching Sim Broadcasts, and joining me in the commentary box tonight, it's Eoin Harmon. Eoin, how you doing?
All good here, Pete. Thanks for asking. This is nearly the end of the season. But yeah, certainly a very, very important round nevertheless.
Yeah, getting close to the end now. 5 rounds to go, including tonight's action. There you can see the schedule to the end of the year with races every 2 weeks, of course, in this series. Next time out, we're going to be using a mod at Kyoto National Reversed. We'll talk about that more at the end of the show. But yep, tonight's action is going to be coming to you from a custom configuration. Ooh, that looks a bit funky in the background there. We'll leave that on for now. But we've got Fern Bay Yellow RGE, which is a 12-turn circuit, and that is one funky looking graphic. I apologise for that. We'll fix that soon as well. But yeah, we've got 12 corners, and it uses most of Fern Bay Green, most of the bottom section of Fern Bay Green, and we're going to be driving this for 31 laps this evening. In the Fern Bay Gold, and we're going to be driving this tonight in the XF GTR, which is a 2-litre inline-4 front-engined front-wheel drive configuration car, which should be quite a lot of fun over the curbs here, Owen.
Yeah, that's it. The big talking point heading into this race is the high risk of being hit into a roll by these high curbs. A few of the corners you've shown us there will be prime territory for that sort of thing, particularly the top of the circuit heading back into the official circuit, like just that middle road before and after. There are definitely some curbs that cannot be touched for very much pressure, or else your car will be pitched into a giant roll.
Yeah, well, indeed. Well, the drivers have got an ever so big challenge this evening, especially considering, the pole sitter has done a mighty good job once again, as we always see in these events. But tonight, it is the return of a past champion of this series. It's Rick Cardle, who takes pole position in 1 minute 2.8 ahead of Anti-Valter Unite. Born to Race 136 joins those guys on the front 2 rows, with Sufor there in P5, Thamuli, Lorenzo, Koivunen, Montmicari, and then Jari Katila rounds out your top 10. 24 qualifiers, Gabor there at the back, hoping to make an impact from the back of the grid in tonight's action. I think we've got a track map graphic to show you a proper one. There it is.
That's better.
That's better, yeah. So that's nice. And that shows you kind of where this track goes. The pit lane is very, very odd as well. It uses part of the last sector of Fern Bay Gold there, whereas we use the cut through for the main track. A few seconds to go before the start of tonight's racing action, but let's get a look at the Drivers' Championship standings, shall we? Because we're getting into the pointy end of the year. It's Anti-Valter leading the way with Gabor in P2 and Unite in P3. So Anti-Valter again extended his lead and now has over a 40-point lead in the championship.
Yeah, that's not insignificant at this stage. Anti is certainly in a strong position, but of course the two teammates of Gabor's, Rick and Unite, are first and third, so they'll definitely make him sweat here this evening. But of course, Unite may want to think about his own title ambitions, and he's got to start right now if that is the case. Gabor qualified 25th and last with a time that I'm sure he could easily have beaten, but I suppose he kind of joined late, I think. So yeah, he's at the back of the grid.
Yeah, lots of work to do for a lot of the drivers as we head to the grid for the start of the race. Take it away, Owen.
Yeah, so hopefully everyone has their camber set up here, because you're going through several right-handers to begin the lap, and the suspension will take a beating when we get to the start-finish straight. Here come the lights, and off they go. Let's see how the top 3 get on. Perhaps a bid here for 136 to attack. It's Rick holding the Highliner. He's lost the lead, so Anti-Valter has taken the lead here. He's got a Rony skin on the car, and he is shooting away. Very good start. Sufor there, P5. So yeah, clean enough getaway. Yeah, is impressive from Antivalta to take the lead. He's going to hang on tight here as Rick is on his outside again.
Yeah, we've got a 2-wide situation at the front here. Lorenzo side by side with Pekka Koivunen. And we've got an overtake for the lead going on as well. Rick Cardle has retaken over the lead from Antivalta, and he's under pressure immediately from Unite as well as they take the left-hander through the cut-through.
That's right now, watching out for these curbs. They're going to really set the car out of shape. That was almost his disappointment and despair for Rick. He held on tight though to lead his first lap after converting his 20th career pole position in RTF4. But here you go, you'll see these cars bouncing around. It'll really be felt in the force feedback, and that has to be factored into your setup. You have to make sure your car isn't too rigid, or else it will be sent spearing off in a random direction as opposed to in a straight line. And Unite, as Pete said, he's lost position to 136.
Yeah, that was very weird. He just couldn't get the power down, and he's struggling again. Has he got suspension damage or something? Something weird's happened to Unite. His suspension's fine, but now he's under pressure from Sufor. So just a massive loss of momentum through the the first stages of the lap, as it's side by side at the front almost, and we've got back markers already.
That is most unusual to already come across Rony a lap down, so he may have had trouble to begin the race. I didn't spot it myself, but yeah, Antivalta wants to lead back in the identical livery, give or take. Yeah, so Rony pitted from the beginning, so yeah, that explains his isolation from the rest of the field. And side by side go the leaders. Ricardo hanging on tightly in 126, almost took advantage after setting the fastest lap of a 1 minute 4.24.
Well, I was expecting some sort of drama with a brand new combination we've not seen before with the XFR, which is notorious at Fern Bay, but boy, have we got a treat here. We've got 136 challenging for for the lead, really. I mean, if you can get past Valter, who knows what's going to happen. Rick Cardle being given a bit of respite here, as 136 does kind of swarm all over the back of Valter's XFR. Rony's going to come into play here. Rony's not just going to give up places, or rather give up track position, as there appears to be, I don't know if that you can see that, but there appears to be, is that damage on that's worked its way inside 136's car? Very weird to see that on the dashboard.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Yeah, the heads-up display is crumpled a bit. So
he's got some damage on his roof, so something's happened. Tyre potentially has hit into him somewhere, but anyway, Unite's back on the scene.
Yeah, this is crucial now. Unite cannot afford to miss out on these kind of moments, knowing the championship is slipping away from him. 126 is going to block and make sure we head through the second sector, single file, turns 4 through 7. That can all be very, very tricky. And then we have the battle in the midfield. Mad Jester versus Omar. And Johnny SVK also looking for his opportunity. They'll go side by side. Omar has to use some of the grass due to the threat of the curbs. So Johnny SVK actually finds the position instead.
Unite's got his head back in the game and is challenging 136 for an overtake down the home straight. They move over to the left-hand side of the track. That's going to give Unite an opportunity to pop out. Nope, decides against it. And through there will go on to lap 5.
Yeah, so this lap just over 1 minute in time. So yeah, these laps will definitely tick over in a blink of an eye, really. So there's no let up for these drivers. And indeed, Gabor is already up to 9th, so from the back of the grid, he's already in the top 10.
Well, it's absolutely what he needs. He needs to catch Anti-Valter if he stands any chance of closing the championship lead that Valter has at the moment. But that is a tall order. Absolutely dominating the standings at the moment is Valter, and has a good grip on P2 at the moment with Rick Cardle, a Rony's Tuesday Fun Race veteran, of course, leading the way.
Yeah, Rick Cardle really knows his stuff, And he leads another lap. Antti Valta. There's a chance the Mooley versus Pekka Koivunen into turns 1, 2, and 3. But alas, that's a resolute defense from Pekka. And the Mooley cannot make his opportunity known, as we see him on, of course, twitch.tv on his own channel. So you can catch his perspective on his own stream. So we really do appreciate that extra coverage as a sort of benefit in kind. You know, he has a stream and we can use it as he supports the channel.
Yeah, he's all over the back of Pekka Koivunen, as you said. Looked like a move was on, but the opportunity's gone away for now. But never say never, it's a long race. And there's a lot of corners. I think these corners really do come at the drivers thick and fast. The only real break they get is the kind of flyover, because this straight here is not a walk in the park. The suspension of the XFR is going to be getting an absolute battering over those jumps. I wonder if some people's suspension aren't going to last the distance here.
Yeah, that's a fascinating question as the race develops. Mad Jester versus Agnes, side by side. And yeah, it's a pass for position. So Mad Jester moves up to P12. So that's nicely set up there by Mad Jester. He's on top form at the moment. But of course, he has a bit of cosmetic damage on the right-hand side. As long as he doesn't make that any worse, he should be able to use his momentum for good.
Yeah, Redbot was trying to think about a move, but it's gone wrong on his 100th start in RTFR. He's getting overtaken there by Johnny SVK around the outside, which becomes the inside here. And through goes Johnny SVK. And is that what livery is that? I can't quite make it out from my position.
The Leighton
That's
House.
the Leighton House livery, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Leighton House merch, yeah. Unite. He used to have that curse of having a non-uniform car for his team. Anytime he drove something different from a Sidus car, he usually crashed it. But today, so far, so good.
We're only 8 laps in. Give him a time.
He needs a bit more time.
He needs a bit more time. Yeah, exactly. But no, Rickardle, 1.2 seconds his lead in this race, and Unite's picked off 136 again and closes in on a similarly green livery of Antti Valta.
There's a pass again. So Johnny SVK, as it's mentioned in the chat, a Newey designed car. He's overtaken Agnes now. So yeah, on his way.
The livery from a Newey designed car. The XFR is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Gary Catilla on the right, down the left-hand side in the world-class Lions livery, trying to go around the outside of Lorenzo, who's also driving a yellow car, and that's going to open the door for Steve Martin, is it? Nope, Steve backs out of it. Oh, sorry, that's Michael Malik, not Steve Martin. My apologies. Steve somewhere else on the track.
Yeah, 19th at the moment. Yeah.
Actually, Yari's gone from attacking for 9th and has dropped back to behind Mad Jester, back to 12th.
That's a bit of a hit, really, to say the least, there for Yari. I think, among other things, there are a few landmarks. Rony kindly provided them to us before the race began. Pull them up now.
The Mooley's up to, what's that now? That'll be P5. He's just overtaken Pekka Koivunen. That's a good move, and he's made a gap already. So doing a nice job there.
Yeah, not bad at all. Tamuli, also one of the drivers who's really picked up form this season. Bit of a mistake.
Big mistake from Sufor. Goes wide on the grass, commits to it, kept his foot on the loud pedal, and well, that's going to be a retirement. Surely, there's no way that he's going to score a decent position now with all that damage. So Sufor, with an error that's cost him potentially a very good score of points here, as he drops down the order again. Again, perhaps the inexperience creeping back in for Sufor, who has come out of the gates like lightning in Live for Speed, but showing the inexperience a little bit there. As we've got Michael Malek chasing down Lorenzo on the home straight, Majesta in the sort of, what is that, like USA's police car livery behind.
Yeah, if you zoom in on the badge, it is an Oregon-based police force. But yeah, you'd have to ask Mad Jester why that one in particular. I don't have the slightest clue why that one is particularly special.
Well, either way, he's now battling side by side with Lorenzo. He's gone wide. Oh, but just manages to get through. Nice move. And with the fastest lap, Unite needs to do something with that pace that he's found, and close up to the back of Valter again.
That's right. This is just crucial times for Gabor, in particular now that he's in 7th place and he's trying his best to catch up to Pekka. So if Unite can take a few points off Antti and in turn help his own bid out, that would be ideal. So yeah, the chase is on there for 2nd position, but Rick about 2 seconds clear as he comes across Pegasus, who needs to be put a lap down. So hopefully he'll notice the race leader is in the mirrors and he needs to move over, and thankfully, yeah, that's perfectly done. And there's Tamuli on camera. He's pulled a 1.5 seconds clear of Koivunen. So this is another stellar drive at the moment.
Yep, doing a nice job there as we catch Rick Cardle flying through the air. We're approaching halfway, so I'm interested in knowing the state of some of the shock absorbers on some of these cars. I can imagine some of them are a little worse for wear. Rick's left side looking not fantastic according to Chris. Although he should be alright with only 2/5 of his shock looking a little bit orange. Nobody in the field with more than half suspension damage, so everyone should be good to the end. So a lot of setup work has gone in before this one. 31 laps on essentially a touring car with jumps is a bit of a punishment. So car definitely not bred for jumps, even though it actually appears on the default landing screen of Live for Speed going over a jump. It's not designed for that, is it, Eoin?
Not really, no, but someone obviously decided to give it a lash and take an iconic photo of it. Like, you'll never forget that photo if you're of our vintage, I suppose.
Yeah, it's one of those weird photos which it's almost as AI generated, as Lorenzo gives Mad Jester a bit of a punt, and Mad Jester drops down now behind Johnny, and Lorenzo's given the place back and lost out to both of them as a result. But yeah, an XFR going over a jump with slick tyres on a rallycross track. Oh, as Mad Jester goes up on 2 wheels, and we're back to where we were. Lorenzo sneaks back through.
Not bad, not bad. So yeah, that is good opportunistic driving, and Lorenzo will be pleased with that.
Our race leader is coming up against, sorry, not our race leader, Gabor is coming up against some traffic and gets through. At the hairpin, the final corner. Up to P7 now from the back, but lots more work to do to score points. I think a podium is probably a stretch at this phase. the drivers ahead are putting in good laps, and Gabor has a 14-second deficit to his teammate Unite, which seems an impossible task at the moment.
Yeah, Rick certainly has the advantage he needs. He puts Steve Martin a lap down now, so he's carving through the back markers at this point. Maybe Antivalta, no, he actually has lost even more time, just about 0.2 of a second. But there's Steve now on camera. So yeah, that livery is a throwback to me in particular. I forget exactly which one it was, but it's definitely something I remember way back in the day as well.
Yeah, Rick Cardle looks pretty comfortable right now, has to be said. 2-second lead, as Eoin alluded to. Back to Valter, further 2 seconds back-ish to Unite, with 136. But a memory to those three. Looked sprightly early on, but has dropped a fair few seconds back, 4 seconds with change back from our podium currently. The Mooney sits P5, doing a nice job, scoring a healthy amount of points, and now it's Gabor in P6, so he's actually made up another place. Was that a mistake from Koivunen?
Doesn't look like it on first inspection, but certainly wouldn't rule it out just yet. But yeah, it is absolutely brilliant for Gabor. And Johnny SVK wants that position back. He's going at Lorenzo once more. Here we are down the slalom before the invented final corner. Turns to the right, and then you have to slow right back down into the left. Over those bumps, you really feel that as the race progresses. At the moment, it's still Lorenzo in the 9th position there. Neck and neck between those two for another while at least.
Oh, a bit of a wobble there from Lorenzo, and now Johnny SVK is going to get a run. Goes to the outside, interesting choice. Will he swing back to the left? No, he's left it too late now. So that's, unless Lorenzo completely bails, they both sort of lift. But Johnny SVK has to settle for his position again, as we've got Johnny, Manchester and Agnes side by side with Redbot trying to get it through as well. And Redbot, opportunistic to the last, does manage to get past Manchester, but Agnes holds on.
That's really important for Agnes to hold position after we've seen him before losing positions earlier in the race, and now he's 4 opponents directly behind him, so they're all going to form an orderly queue for the time being. Mosh McCarry just out of shot there in 15th, so yeah, we'll see how close Redbot can get now into making an overtaking opportunity for himself. Through the first 2 corners, they'll all go. Waiting now to get fully on the brakes for turn 3 now, before the sector split line. Oh, Redbot, his entry was superb. That was absolutely brilliant. So he could be through before they break. Oh, bit of contact. I thought there was going to be a spin. Thankfully, they both avoided any light contact. And the undercut, Agnes sliding. He's down another position, but defends from Manchester.
Yeah, Manchester had to basically lift off, and now Yari's going to try and get him. Manchester's been unlucky with the fight so far, and Yari's got a nose in. Who's that sliding off? I think that's a back marker. Pegasus in last place currently, as our kind of leaders slide through here. Yeah, Catilla's being sent by Mortimer Carey. That was a move we normally see at that corner during, or a corner very close to here during. What is it? This is Crashmas.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure a few people will be looking ahead to Crashmas.
It's almost here again, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, of course. Yeah.
2 months and 4 days to go until Crashmas.
Yeah.
Already, it only feels like 10 minutes ago we were talking about the last one. But anyway, That's the Boxing Day special crash event organised by Race Green on December 26th, which we assume will happen again. Nothing's been mentioned yet, of course, but keep your eyes and ears peeled. No action at the front, but plenty of action in the mid to rear of the grid. We've got Yari Catilla and Mossa McCarry having a fight now. So Well Cross Lions versus the relative newcomers, Zaffaralis. As plenty of paint being traded between the drivers on the grid today. Airtime again for Majesta. Start finish to start lap 20 for these guys. But Majesta's car has been through, well, more than a few episodes of police crash action, whatever they're called, according to Jeremy Clarkson. Now, Majesta might be under threat here from Mossa McCarry. No, not quite close enough to make the move there. Mossa McCarry losing it one way, Majesta losing it the other way. And Majesta's gone off, and that's into the wall, same place as Sufor. And that front right is looking super, super unhappy. Completely bent out of shape. Completely on camber on it.
That will definitely require urgent attention.
That's Hermani off.
He'll puncture the front right tyre before too long if he doesn't pit.
Yeah, he's got to take... he hasn't gone into the pit, so he's just going to try and keep pushing it. But he's got another, 11 laps to go? It's not going to last. So that car is in dire straits. As we've got Gabor making a move on for Thumuli. This is for P5. And he's trying to make it work, but it's not working out for him just yet.
Uses all of the width on the outside to pick his line and get a good exit. And he can try his best to get a slipstream. But of course, ahead of him will be a lap driver, I think. So yeah, that could be crucial for Thumuli. If you can get the attention of that car in front, it's 136. Beg your pardon. It's 136. My mistake. I thought it was a lap driver. But that's all for position. So Gabor can potentially map out a course to fourth, but he's got to get going right now. Oh, he got on two wheels that time, Pete. And he's going for the inside line in the final corner, making contact. That won't be a valid overtake. Thumuli will get his chance to push away for a moment. Yeah, Gabor is getting he's getting really excited now. He can sense the opportunities coming, even if that most recent attempt was a little bit naive. He's really going for it now, and Thumuli has to be ready for everything that's going to be thrown at him.
Yeah, we'll stay on board and see whether. I think 136 might be in trouble here as well with the number of laps we've got left. Maybe Gabor can get up to P4 in this race, but he's got to get past Mossa McCarry first. He's putting up a heck of a fight, but the opening has come. No, Gabor tried to open the inside, but decided better of it. And again into this tight left-hander over this big curb. Mossa McCarry has enough of a gap to stay the onslaught from Gabor. There's a tyre wandering its way over the track. They managed to avoid that. And a wide line into the final corner to straighten up the exit for Gabor. The long run down to turn one, but there's a few parts of this where you're not even touching the ground, so you can't use any of the grip. And there finally he's got the traction back. He's not going to be close enough for a move.
Not just yet, unfortunately, but he's willing to give it another try. Same sort of approach again into turn 3, getting in position, maybe having a little peek to see if there is a gap. Again, he prefers this racing line approach keeping Tamuli as close as he can. There he goes. There's a switch back, and Tamuli. He's going to hold on before the curb comes. He has to give up at that stage, but he can try again in the high line into this very demanding left-hander. But no, it's glory to Gabor.
Yeah, he lined that up perfectly. He tried it the lap before, gave McElroy a warning, but he's gone through the tyres. It's a bit of an uncomfortable end to the lap, but he's through. Oh, as the camera.
Yeah, that's Manchester.
Manchester going wide.
Puncture,
has he got a puncture?
Predicted, yeah. He'd no way of bringing that car safely around in the condition it was in.
Well,
so
he's still
understandable.
Going for it.
He's still going for it. Rony and Stephen Martin should be given the heave-ho to try and catch him before the end of the race, but these right-handers are going to be absolutely lethal to Manchester. Yeah, hardly able to keep it going at this stage, but he's somehow doing it.
Great overtake from Gabor at the end of the previous lap, and he's already caught up to the back of 136. 136, 22.6 seconds off the lead. So Gabor's charge to the front will most likely end here, unless an incident comes of the first three, well, the top three. But how quickly can he get through 136? Let's see.
Just have to wait and see. Indeed, Pekka Koivunen can see these three drivers again. You can just spot the World Class Lions yellow, black and white car. Yeah, it's just in the distance in the background there. Side by side, will these two drivers go? 136 can dictate the positioning. He wants to actually block Gabor to have the ordinary racing line, as you'll sense the understeer as these cars start to lose their tyre performance. At the moment, yeah, 136, that was controlled. He's trying his best to get some oversteer in the car now after that previous struggle with corner entry. But yeah, the chance now for Gabor to repeat this trick. He has a little bit of extra runoff. He can take the dive. 126 now.
Oh.
He's in that identical disorienting position, and Gabor has himself 4th place, with Tamuli also looking to get that position he once had back in his clutches.
It was exactly the same overtake. We saw it from the outside perspective this time, but the exact same move on 136 as happened a couple of laps previously. Great move once again, and now McElroy is going to try and follow. Sorry, not McElroy. Tamuli is going to try and follow into greatness, while McElroy's teammate is in a three-way fight with. Well, I don't even know who's in this fight. Oh.
Well, it's Jari Katila coming along. He wants to get himself a landmark finish. I think if he does cross the line today, it'll be his 200th if he finishes the race.
Yeah, that was Anti-Valter getting through. That's what confused me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
One of our leaders, P2 currently, 2.8 off the lead, getting through. But yeah, let's see if McElroy has. Sorry, Tamuli has managed to dispatch 136. Yes, he has. He's made the move as well. 136 down to P6, soon to be potentially P7, if Pekka Koivunen can get a move made in the next 3 laps.
You'll really be watching and waiting to see what can be done about it. 126's car, he's taken a bit of a hammering on the front left suspension. That could be the cause of that understeer we saw a little bit earlier, whereas Pekka has kept his car in immaculate condition. It's almost perfect given the circumstances of the course underneath these drivers today. That is most impressive. Agnes again having to defend. He's let Jari through, unfortunately, but Jari makes a hash of corner number 8 there, so he's conceded position, and Agnes has come back through.
Yeah, great battling up and down the grid, and yeah, if you fancy yourself part of this grid in future, then join along on Tuesday evenings for all of the race screen events action that happens in Live for Speed. One race every week at least that they're putting on these days. You're watching the bi-weekly Rony's Tuesday Fun Race, which happens twice a month. And here's Jari Katila, long-time supporter and sponsor, of course, of the championship. World-class Lions sponsoring the prize money for the Drivers' Championship standings at the end of the year. As Yari gets into the slipstream. And is he going to try and do what Gabor did? No, he's not close enough.
Yeah, he has to stay back for the time being. He's going to be put a lap down, I think, by Unite. He's just getting the call now. He should be allowed through. Nearest convenient spot on the track ideally should be this last corner. You have enough runoff just above. But no, Yari is totally ignoring the blue flags. So he's just so focused on trying to get a position that he just will not yield for a faster car. Now he does.
Now he does. Gave quite a lot of track position there. Didn't need to give that much room, because now his charge on Agnes is probably going to be ended. Agnes can just move aside on the straight. Making it a little bit more difficult maybe than it needed to be. But there we go. All good.
Oh, and Johnny SVK has been tagged into a 90-degree spin.
Lorenzo
accepts the fault for it. So
that's happened before.
Both slow down, yeah. That's really unfortunate. Redbot is a little bit too far back to be able to catch up. So yeah, that's an enforced mistake there by Lorenzo. But thankfully, Johnny could rejoin safely, and he's allowed to keep the position as Lorenzo realised it was his mistake. And now looking from the back of 126's car now, he's got Pekka all over his back. Maybe the switchback will succeed, and it will. 136, yeah, he's really starting to suffer these left-hand corners with that suspension. Maybe even the right-handers. I should probably correct myself there. We'll see it perhaps coming up now. Yeah, you can see that suspension is all over the shop, and Pekka can relax himself a little bit as the final lap is halfway done. Ricciardo has definitely had all the ingredients to a successful race. He just needs to settle through one more corner and he'll win it, Pete.
Yeah, what a race from Ricciardo. 2.5 second gap over Antivalta. Just couldn't put a lap on the Leighton House car, but he comes across the line. Flash of headlights. A return to the top step of the podium for Ricciardo after quite a while, has to be said. Haven't seen him for a little while, Eoin. I think I can't remember. It's been quite a while. But there we go. Ricciardo winning the race, and it's Antivalta in P2. We'll have to see where Unite ends up. Yep, Unite takes the third step on the podium, and yeah, crucial points in the championship for Valter to extend his Drivers' Championship lead over Gabor, who finishes P4 in the end after climbing his way up from the back of the grid. And yeah, well, there was a lot of drama going off around the lap, and to be honest, I think this combination, it's the drivers that will decide whether the XFR suited this track. It's certainly provided lots of entertainment, but potentially this might be the last time the drivers elect to drive this car here.
Yeah, I tend to agree. It was a pretty surprising option that was given to the drivers, and I suppose, yeah, the XFR, it's not the most beloved car for this series. The turnout can drop quite low compared to what we've seen elsewhere, but yeah, I suppose this is a one and done experiment. I doubt anyone's really going to vote to return it anytime soon, but yeah, I did enjoy watching it, and that's the way it goes. Sometimes not every combo is going to pay off, but yeah, for this one opportunity to see it, I personally enjoyed it.
Yeah, for sure. It's a brave combination from Rony, but yeah, to be honest, it gave us some nice action, and it's Ricciardo in 33 minutes flat .26 who wins, returning himself to the top of the podium once again, with Antivalta, championship leader, extending his championship lead over Gabor in P2, with Unite and Gabor in P4, with Lamuli, Pekka Koivunen, 136, Michael Malik, Johnny SVK, and Lorenzo rounding out your top 10. And then we've got Redbot, Motta Macari, Agnes, Yari Katila, Rony, Steve Martin, Mad Jester, Pegasus, Hermani, and Sufor. Hermani and Sufor not finishing, but classified nonetheless 19th and 20th, respectively. Then over on the second page, a couple of names left to see. We have actually only just one. It's Omar, 23 laps off, retiring early. And it's Unite that takes home the fastest lap trophy with a 1:03.09 in the end. And he'll take a podium as well. So there we are. That is that, as Rick Cardle jumps up onto victory lane. He's found out where it is. There it is. And there we go. That is a wrap.
Yeah, so well-deserved victory for Rick there. 33 minutes. And it is welcoming to know that this championship bid should go much deeper. It's not going to be one-way traffic either way. It should be really exciting for the remaining weeks of the season.
Absolutely. And speaking of remaining weeks of the season, here they are. We are going to be driving a mod at Kyoto National Reversed in 2 weeks' time, and the car we're going to be using has been announced, I think, Eoin. So we should inform the viewers of what it's going to be. It's the VGI 6 SC, which we've used before. Actually, that is a returning mod, as far as I'm aware. I'm sure Chris will correct me in my ear if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we've used that before. I should probably check my facts, and I can probably do that live while we're here, Eoin. Can you remember if we've used the VGI 6 before?
That particular mod, I don't think we have. We've used a more
I don't think
recent.
we have. Yeah.
Honda, I believe. Yeah, definitely a different Honda, not that one.
So many mods in Live for Speed. It's great to see, and it's great to realise that we don't actually remember which ones we've seen and haven't. Obviously, lots of choice. But yeah, the VGI 6 SC is a new one, according to my list here, for us. So although I recognise it, we haven't actually seen it on a broadcast. So there we go. All that to look forward to at Kyoto National Reversed in 2 weeks' time. And yeah, let's see what happens. 4 rounds to go in the Drivers' Championship standings. It's starting to get interesting. Antti Valter extends his lead once again, Eoin, and doesn't show any signs of slowing down just now.
Absolutely not, no. To be in this scenario, he would have definitely taken it at the start of the season 2, and the fact that he has, he's got probably more chances to win the title than not. I'm sure he's really, really excited with that possibility.
Well, we are too. So let's see what happens. And thank you all for watching. This has been Sim Broadcasts, Rony's Tuesday Fun Race, sponsored by World Class Lines. In Live for Speed, Eoin and Pete with you in the commentary box, with Chris in the background helping us out with everything. And yeah, from all of us here to all of you, have a great night, and we'll see you on the next one. Farewell.
Bye.